I'm now going to turn the time over to our CEO, Karl. Karl?
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. And folks, another thing to take advantage of with Simone is we have a meeting room here that'll hold about 50 or 60 people. So if you're local or if you're coming up here to work and you've got a team that you'd like to meet with, you're welcome to use that room. But you will have to schedule it with Simone. So be sure to take advantage of that as well. And Mike's done a really great job of giving you an update as far as how far we've come. It's been a pleasure for me to be here. I've had the opportunity now to go back a few times to Europe to meet with the founders in Europe and with the leaders in Europe and what they're doing there. And it's been quite just a couple of weeks ago, I went to Ginsburg where there were standing room only. Literally, they could not handle the amount of people that came to the meeting there, 1,350 seats inside. It took an extra 30 minutes to get things going because they asked some of the distributors who are already left to give room for the guests and to leave so that to go outside so that the guests see the presentation. They had set up makeshift TVs and theater outside to kind of allow people to be able to see from outside, and it was just unbelievable. This was a presentation that they had scheduled where it wasn't even on the website. I mean, it was just incredible. And this is, by the way, vacation time in Europe, and it was on a Sunday. I mean, it was just an amazing turnout. So things have been really going fast and furious in Europe. This last weekend, they opened up phase 3 in Austria. You may not be aware of this, but they opened Austria and closed Austria almost as fast as they opened it because they got all the global team members they needed there to do the whole country in just a matter of a few weeks. So we know that here in the United States it's going to take a little bit more to get it all done. And one of the ways that we're going to help you is that we've got a unique incentive that's going on here in the U.S. So we're just a few days from launching. And I think it's important that you realize that the company has thought of ways to make it easier for you to make money, be successful, build a team, and these incentives are layered in such a way that one supports the other. So the first one that I want to talk about today, and these are for people who are building a team, and let's face it, right now, what we're looking for are generals, right? When Napoleon was fighting the British, he sent the scouts out, and the scouts came back, and they said, here's how many troops they have. And Napoleon said, I don't care how many troops they have. I need to know how many generals there are and who they are. Because when you know who the generals are, you know what the result's going to be. And that's exactly what we're looking for right now. We're just getting started, and now is not the time to be looking for troops. Now is the time to be looking for generals. So with that in mind, we're looking for people that come in at the global team level, and those people are going to be able to sway. When you sponsor your first person, you normally make 5%, which is $100. When you bring in your second person, you would make 5%, which is $100. But the company is going to give you a $200 bonus on that second person. So instead of just making $100, you're actually making $300. When you bring in your third person, now the third person is key and critical because this helps you build your pattern that you want to duplicate throughout your whole organization. When you bring in your third person, you're going to make $100 in the normal commission structure, but the company's going to give you an additional $600. That's right. So for the first 3 people that you brought in, you're making an additional $800 bonus on top of the normal $300 commission. Now, to get to the top of the compensation plan, you need to have 5 solid legs. So wouldn't it make sense that we would support that and we would incentify that? So that's exactly what we're doing. So part of this, key performance bonus is that when you bring in your fourth person, you're going to make your regular commission. Now you've moved up from 5% to 10% now because you brought in your first 3 people. So on this fourth person, your normal commission would be $200, and that's what you get. And we really want to incentivize reaching out, just working a little bit harder to get that fifth person. And if you do that in 30 days, not only are you going to make the $200 that you normally make, we're going to pay you an additional $700. So then this first 30 days. This is not months, not calendar months. We're talking about 30 days from when you sign up. So when you get into your back office, you'll have a countdown calendar that you'll find in your back office. It's going to tell you where you're at, how much time you have left. So when you total up all the bonus, you're looking at a $1,500 bonus. Now, some of you guys out there are real anxious. I've had a lot of you on the phone, and I know what you're about to do. And some of you are going to get 10 people in the first month. So just so you know, if you get another 5 in the first 30 days, we'll give you another $1,500 bonus. And if you, in your second 30-day period, get another 5, we will pay you an additional $1,500 bonus. Now keep in mind, you're at a much higher rank now. And every month, every 30-day period that you get 5, you will get a $1,500 bonus. In the first 30-day period you don't reach 5, that stops that bonus for you. Okay? Now, the truth is, you know, I'm a firm believer that you can only build 5 legs at a time effectively unless you got some real monsters on your team who don't need your help. But even they, I have found, still need to know how a comp plan works. They need some help doing the presentation to kind of get in the groove. So, you know, you'll want to pay attention to that. Don't get too wide. I know the temptation's there because the money's there, but don't get ahead of yourself. It's more important that you build a solid team than it is to make the $1,500. Now, the next bonus that runs simultaneous to this. So, again, running at the same time that you're building the team performance bonus, there will be a leadership bonus. And I'm going to call it a founding bonus because all of these people that get this done before the end of this year are really going to be founders in our company here in Flexkom America. You will be very special people because, you know, those of us that have the vision, catch the vision at this stage of the game, and are willing to go to work and put in the time and the effort, need to be not only rewarded financially, which you will do, but you need to be rewarded for your vision. And for that, you will be founding members. We will give you a special pin that indicates that you were here at the very beginning and that you were a founding member. You were really the foundation to what's about to happen here in Flexkom America. So this is how this particular bonus works. In the first 30 days, if you get the sales manager, the sales manager is just getting your 3 frontline people and each of them helping them each get their 3. Now remember, I just went over the team performance bonus, which is giving them an incentive to get those first 3. So you see how we're layering one on top of the other? And so when you get that done, that's just 3 who get 3, we're giving you an extra $1,000. Now, if in the next 30 days, so you're 60 days in, and you get the sales director. Sales director is just, you brought in 3, they each brought in 3, and they each brought in 3. So you got 3 levels of a 3x3 matrix, right? Now keep in mind you can sponsor as many as you can, and you want to do this 5 levels. But to be a sales director, that means that you sponsor 3 who get 3 each, who get 3 each. And if you do that by your second 30-day period, we will pay you a $2,000 bonus. Now, the next level is National Director. Now, when you get to National Director, you have to have 5 legs. And if you've got 5 legs, we'll build to that point. So you've got 5 legs with sales directors in each leg. It doesn't have to be personally sponsored. Up to this point, these individuals all had to be personally sponsored. But from this point on, that's not necessary. If you have 5 legs with sales directors in each leg, and you get that done in 120 days, that's 4 months from when you sign up this year, you will get a $50,000 bonus. Not only a $50,000 bonus, but you also get a Porsche Panamera. And that's not to use for 30 days. That's a pink slip in your hand on a Porsche Panamera. In addition to that, the company has set aside a 5% pool of ownership in the company, and you will share that with all the other people that have reached this level. Now that, and that's an amazing bonus plan. There's not many bonus plans out there. And how would you build? You just want to find people who want to get a portion in the next few months, right? I mean, how many places can you go and earn a free portion in 4 months? So this should be a big motivator for everybody that's on the call. Now it gets even better than this because, and this bonus goes away at the end of the year. So from where we are right now, you'd have enough time. You'd have the month of August, September, October, November. Right? By the end of November, you should all have your Porsches, your colors picked out, right? But it's in the month of December. By the end of December, if you manage to get 5 legs, with each of them qualifying as presidential team, okay? Now, presidential team means because there's only one president in the company, and that's Changa. Changa Phillips is the president of the company. So you get the presidential team by building 5 national director legs. But if you get to the position of vice president, that means that you built 5 presidential team member legs. Then there's $1 million cash bonus. And you've got to get that done by the end of the year. In addition to that, the company's got a 10% stock, or 10% of the company stock available that's in the pool. You will share the 5%. Now you get another 10% you share in. There's a 1% pool of global sales that you'll be able to participate in as well. And that has to be done by the end of this year. So I don't think there's very many companies that have $1 million sitting on the table for somebody. And keep in mind, folks, $1 million is more money than most Americans make in an entire lifetime. So this is a huge bonus. And if you get this at all, and get the importance of that, and this is not we're a startup here in the U.S. from the standpoint of we just got started, but this is not a startup company. We're already proven that the model works, so we're just going to make the model bigger here. So those of you that have the vision, want to change your life financially before the end of the year, it can be done very easily. So I want to thank you.
I'm now going to turn the time over to our CEO, Karl. Karl?
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. And